What's good? We back once again. We just got some good news. We on Spotify now.
Yep.
We on Spotify. iTunes coming soon. We on Spotify now. We know we taking big steps.
Yeah,
We're gonna start it off like always. What happened around that?
now I'm saying we got a lot of love on the last one, so it gave us
Yo,
some good
mad love on the
motivation.
last one.
Yeah.
Yo, got us hyped. That's why like we could have had this out earlier, but I did not want to do it without my energy on 5,000, without my full attention. I didn't want to have no distractions just because, like, after that, I feel like we went hard in the last one, and the way that people really liked it, it made me want to make sure that every time we do something, it's just like maximum effort. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we're gonna start it off again with what's going on in our lives of this. I think we had like a week and a half since the last video. What you got going on, Ryan?
Nothing much. Same kind of stuff. I think we're both kind of getting into a little bit of healthier lifestyle. I'm not going. I know because you mentioned before you're doing a plant-based lifestyle.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going.
Sir.
I'm not going quite that far. I'm really just limiting. Like, I'm just cooking more because when I have to cook my food, it's healthier than going to fast food or whatever. And just like not drinking like soda or like juice, just sticking to water, and then
Yeah.
just going to the gym and doing some cardio and just trying to cut some weight. Um, Other than that, Call of Duty League. I've been watching. Got to rip the team Chicago. They won this past weekend. It's pretty entertaining stuff. Yeah.
You gotta really like it though. But
Yeah.
for me, as Ryan said, I'm plant based now. Now coming, I think it's 2.5 weeks. It's going really well. Pretty much lost all craving for any type of meat. No chicken. Well, I really only ate chicken and beef, so I don't really crave that like even a little bit. It's kind of weird, not gonna lie. Just had some vegetarian chili. Shouts out to my mom. She's been holding it down whenever she can. She's been cooking some nice veggie meals. Um, Really just been diversifying. It's like Ryan said, when you start cooking for yourself, it's like I'm like, damn, might as well cook it healthy. Like if I'm gonna cook something, I might as well just cook it healthy. So that's like the whole mindset. It's like just do it healthy if you're not buying something out. And like healthy stuff when you buy like the fast food version of healthy stuff is mad expensive. So it's like
Yeah.
I'm like always like I might as well just cooking myself. Excuse me, but yeah, school's going. Yeah, it's mad. Yeah, got some homework to do after this actually. But we're gonna get right into the topic. It's a topic that's very prevalent right now. Shouts out to Eddie. You know, he likes when I use the big words, when I flex the vocab. Prevalent's not that big of a word though, but it maybe reminded me of him. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about the coronavirus versus the swine flu. Now, two of the most media crazed epidemics of our lifetime. And Ryan's taking the side of he thinks that the swine flu is scarier slash more harmful slash more impactful. I think the coronavirus, when it's all said and done, is going to be. But let's get it, Ryan. What you got to say about the swine flu?
Yeah. I mean, there was a few days ago or a little while ago, you just hit me up just talking about coronavirus is worse than swine flu, and
I check the updates every single day.
yeah,
Every day.
I swear I got a message from Clay every day about how many more people got the coronavirus. I just don't. I mean, it's still happening, so I get to see like the true like outcome of it. But I think there's like no competition to swine flu. I mean, from my little knowledge of like flu versus like a virus like the coronavirus, I think the flu is just way worse, and I think from the numbers alone, it like was way more impactful.
Yeah. I do hear people's always like when they try to combat coronavirus talk or media attention, they say more people are still going to die from the normal flu than the coronavirus. To me, I think that accounts for a lot of people in third world countries that don't really have the medical capabilities to combat certain illnesses. So I think that's kind of like an inaccurate type of justification for their understanding of the situation. I think that when you're thinking of the coronavirus and things like the swine flu, these things pretty much infiltrated full capable civilizations, societies, and they're just having super trouble combating it. Now, on my side, the coronavirus, so I think this is going to be scarier and more impactful in the long run. I think that just there's so many unknowns about it. I believe one of the articles I read called it a prehistoric viral infection found in bats because, as people know, there was a certain type of soup involving bats in Wuhan that people that it is said to believe that's where the virus came from. Now, this virus is unknown, has an unknown incubation period. People are estimating it's 14 days. And people there's still theories on whether it's transmittable when people are showing symptoms versus when they aren't showing symptoms. The good thing is that it is believed that it's not transmitted through airborne situations. It's about the mucous membrane, spit, coughing, stuff like that. But I don't know. From what I hear, I just think that this is more scarier than the swine flu. I don't know.
Just from what you're reading about it, no.
This is I'm not getting into the nitty gritty yet. I want you to put a little more information to the people first before I come back you with my information. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, you brought up the kind of the difference between where you live and how you're affected by these different like diseases or outbreaks.
Yep.
And I think there's some of the more recent ones that weren't that impactful. Like I remember like Ebola was really big in the news too. Yeah. But I don't think that was very impactful in the United States. But it was definitely just more impactful in those like third world countries. And I mean, so I guess that's a good point about the flu. But I mean, the flu is the flu. It's impactful everywhere, even in the U.S. It's but I feel like that's almost like it's not even a pandemic. It's just it's just a constant thing every year that we have to deal with.
Yeah, ever evolutionizing organism / little situation. But Ebola, don't forget, Ebola was pretty scary at its peak because the USA Olympic basketball team, like half the team didn't want to play. Like people were scared to travel during that situation.
Yeah.
So that was pretty impactful as well. But what you got the raw stats from me? Because I know you was telling me how the swine flu has some crazy overall numbers that really just knock it out the park.
Yeah, well, I mean, so we're specifically talking about the outbreak in 2009, which I remember. I mean, were we in high school then?
8th grade going into
8th grade, 9th grade. Which I remember back then, like we heard about a lot on the news, and like I think, it was like people like in our school were like catching it too. Like it was.
I wouldn't say people, but I know one kid 100% had swine flu. He was in our class. Now, that's scary. I'm not gonna lie, that's scary. Because if someone had, but if someone had coronavirus in my class, I'm not going to school. That's the thing. Granted, we did find out he had swine flu after the fact.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't have been in school if I knew during that time as well. But he was gone for a minute. And you know what's crazy? The teacher knew. We used to always ask, why he not in class? She used to be like, he not feeling well. The whole time she knew. If I was a teacher, I wouldn't have been in that class. But yeah, that's crazy. That's one thing I do get the swine flu. It wasn't really contained in a third world country per se. That thing was it was all
and
over.
I remember it being like big in the news and everyone's talking about it. But like looking back and looking at the numbers, it's like so I'm just looking at
what you got for me.
So from the Center of Disease Control, have it starting
CDC. When y'all see that in the articles, so y'all know it's the CDC.
Yep.
They like using acronyms a lot, but y'all know now.
They say the first human infection was April 15th, so 2009. And then
flu season.
I'm looking down at the timeline. Where does it say?
What's the number, man?
I swear I looked at this.
You're not doing our audience the justice.
Okay,
you gotta have your notes ready.
Then by June 25th, the CDC estimated at least 1 million cases in the U.S. alone. So the first case in the U.S. was detected April, and then in 2 months it reached 1 million cases.
That's crazy.
And then by July it doubled the 2 million.
2 million cases. How many deaths?
You know, I wish I had pulled up these. The thing, well,
I remember like 100K. I thought
It
you
was like
told me before.
a wide range. It was like
Oh yeah,
it was
because it
like
couldn't really.
it was like 100 to 500K.
All right, so let's
I'll,
just say 200K. So 200K out of 2 million. What's that? What's that like percentage of death? It's
I'll
like a 20%
I'll actually
die rate
I'll
if you
get
catch
these.
it.
So from the CDC again, estimated there are 60 million cases,
Oh my god.
274,000 hospitalizations, and 12,000 deaths in the United States.
2,000 deaths.
12,000.
I don't want to sound cynical, but it's not as bad as I thought.
As far as dying from it, yeah, but it was
Yeah.
like
but getting it.
60 million. That's like that's probably more than 1 in 5 at that point. Like more than 1 in 5 people got it.
Wow. 60 million out of what was the Earth's population was like 3 billion at that time, right?
Right. Well, so 60 million in the U.S. alone.
Oh,
Yes.
that's kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. But it's
Alright,
not Corona crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's not Corona crazy.
So yeah, it was.
Breaking news from 28 minutes ago. I'm coming to y'all live and direct. There was 108 deaths reported today alone, just in mainland China though. And that's the thing that is so scary to me, is that China's involvement on the world scale is bar none.
Right.
The way the earth is intermingled in today's time is like no other. Like, it's so unparalleled to any point in history, because we're buying stuff on Amazon. If you watch the last video, Amazon is trying to do like same day shipping. We're buying stuff from Amazon that's coming from China. Excuse me. So much is made in China. Now, I'm not. That's the thing. We don't know how things are transmitted that in depthly.
Yeah, I mean the day that a disease starts being able to transmit it through like the products that China sends out.
That's what I'm saying.
The whole world.
That's
is
what
done.
I'm saying. Like, if we don't know. Like, what if it can be? Because think about it this way. One, we don't know if the incubation is 14 days. Now, is that how long the cells can live? Because if the cells can live that long, or let's just say for argument's sake, if it's incubating inside you, that means that it probably can't live for 14 days outside of you. That's like an educated guess right there. So we could estimate, let's say it could live 6 days, 5 days outside of the human body. I'm in China working in a manufacturing factory. I make a part of a phone. I sneeze on the phone. That phone gets into production. That phone is getting to America in less than 5 days. What do you think? You think that phone's getting to America in 5 days? Or less?
Maybe. But I mean, it sits in a warehouse for a week and then gets put on a shelf for a week. Like, who knows?
I mean, people buying stuff. Like, people buying phones every day.
Yeah, but I mean,
like,
if you're talking like Apple, they probably have, like,
yeah, they got.
They're not relying on like the direct shipment from China to put it right on their shelf. Like,
that's true. That's true.
They've got backup.
Point one for Ryan. But nah, you know what I'm saying though. Like, say it's like a regular. What about a regular Amazon product? Like something that a little mom and pop shop is making. Like, they sending that over.
I don't know. I mean, that would be some killer disease, because it's in a package that's probably airtight in an airplane that's like in a cargo bay that's probably not temperature controlled. So it's gonna be cold, airtight, and like to survive the flight from China, like that would be crazy. It's more likely that like a pilot who's flying the plane who interacted with someone in China got it that way than I think from the packages.
Touche. But still, like, but riddle me this then. CNN article right here, 51 minutes ago. You can't make a car with 99% of its parts. The coronavirus could wreck the auto global industry, because they're saying 1% of all car parts, not all car parts, but 1% of the car parts are made in China. And manufacturers all around the world depend on car parts from China.
Have they slowed or stopped production of?
It's more of like a theory.
Or
It's
just
more of
theory?
like, yeah. So I think that article is morely emphasizing on not having the human power
Yeah.
to have those companies being made, those cars being made. But still, it's just like insane, bro. We got cruise ships, like, and that's another thing. When I was saying the world is so intermingled, people are going on more cruises now. There's more planes going around right now. You got a cruise ship in New Jersey right now with just people infected, literally. People, they say for 14 days, people aren't allowed to leave their room. Like they're stuck in their quarters. The people, this is in Yokohama, I believe. This cruise ship is in Yokohama. They're saying that cruise ship, the employees on this cruise ship are working for days, hand delivering people food 3 times a day, giving them thermometers to check their temperature. Like, bro, coronavirus is insane. Although, for those of you who would like to wear a mask, apparently this mask is not effective against the coronavirus. The correct mask is the N95 mask. It actually has like an air filter on it. So yeah. But I need more info on the swine flu, bro. What you got for me? Because you're not convincing me.
So the estimated like almost 500,000 deaths from the swine flu doesn't do it. I mean,
Nah, bro, because
I'll say the coronavirus, it's important to like take seriously. Like I'm not like putting it down. Like I'm saying we should address it. And I think it's interesting that it's coming from China, because it is a good point that they're just so involved with everything that it could have an impact depending on kind of how it plays out. I think one thing I did see something interesting about, there's kind of some conspiracies floating around of potentially someone leaking. No, well, so there were numbers leaked that were way higher than what's been officially reported, and so some people are kind of speculating, oh, is like someone trying to get the real numbers out, like from China, and trying to like spread the word that it's worse than what it actually is, than what like officially is reported by China. Which I think kind of like, I think it's a possibility that they would try and downplay it. Like
well,
Chinese
I'm
government.
as you're talking about the conspiracy, I'm gonna give you the facts. You know, what we have confirmed with CNN, who I trust very much. I mean, so we got 2,478 new coronaviruses identified today. Just one day, 2,478 new cases. Okay, mainland China only. Total number of infections to 42,638 just in mainland China. And then 43,090 infected worldwide. Now, the death toll is at 108 from the virus today. The total is 1,016. We got 4,000 infected mainland China. As well as, well, that was just from 4,000 infected patients in mainland China have been cured and discharged from the hospital today. And only 2 people have died outside of mainland China. One in Hong Kong and one in the Philippines. Now, as we get back into these logistics and these numbers and all that, the thing to me that's really crazy is how fast it's spreading outside of China. Now, there's 12 cases in the U.S. And see, the thing with the swine flu is that it's not really certain when the flu was created / spread. There's rumors it was California. There's rumors it was Mexico. Like, we know it was in China and it's crossed the water. Like, it has crossed the water fast. We got 7 people in Cali, 1 in Arizona, 1 in Washington State, 1 in Wisconsin, 2 in Chicago, 1 in Boston. Now, this is not counting the ship people, which
So there's still only 12 cases in the U.S.
Yeah, I believe so. The U.S. has kept it pretty contained. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Because I mean,
Which is
when did we first start hearing about the coronavirus?
I want to say like a month ago.
And
Yeah, they
how many cases did you say worldwide?
worldwide is 43,090.
So in about a month, it went to 43,000.
Yeah,
Because swine flu in 2 months went to 1 million in the U.S. I think was the swine flu airborne too?
it might have been. I
I think
think
it
it
was.
was easier for it to spread.
I didn't know that the U.S. had kept it down to 12 cases. Because I remember hearing about the first case like I think it was a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. I did hear the people in Chicago are doing well. So from the
How did,
grand scheme of things, it does seem like the U.S. is well equipped to handle the coronavirus.
I think
But
China would be too. I think it's just I mean they have so many people. It's just like
some
so hard.
people, well, they're overflowing in the hospitals
Yeah.
and stuff.
I mean, how do you feel about? You said they released 4,000 people today. I mean,
Yeah,
what if half of them weren't actually cured?
that's the thing with the
Like
incubation
how
period.
sure? Like, can you imagine? Like how sure are they that they're cured?
Apparently, they're like testing people on the streets. Like it's giving them
Stop and frisk.
stopping thermometer, stopping giving your temperature. But yeah, it's it's really crazy, man. Oh my gosh, and it's just this is I don't know. It's hard also, but like this thing is saying like Hong Kong shut down an apartment building because they were feared that the virus can transmit through the pipes in the building. There's just so many unknowns.
Right. It's
We
the
don't know
kind
how
of
to attack this.
it's the like unknown factor because you're hearing stories like that like where there's a cruise ship with people like trapped on it
Yeah,
and now looking back
and 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 now think of this the ship that was docked um in New Jersey, I believe, is leaving with a new group of people. So now, why would you want to go on that ship if someone else was on it with that had the disease? Now, it was supposed to set sail at 3 p.m. today. No confirmation on if it actually took off. But still, it's just there's too many unknowns, man. I think that's why I think it's scarier than swine flu. I'm feeling it more than swine flu. I'm like, I don't know, man. What's your closing argument, man? What you got for me?
I mean,
Why do you think
I don't need to have an argument. It's in the numbers. The swine flu
numbers
is
will lie?
just massive. I think I think probably everyone remembered it, and I think most people remember the coronavirus. But I mean, you're the only one like talking about it. No one else is talking about it. I see it in the news every once in
No
a
one takes it
while.
serious, man.
I mean, 12 cases in the U.S. I think
Yeah,
I hope that we continue to like contain it, and I hope China is able to contain it. And
hoping is like
I don't
we
know.
need to act. We need to do something to help stop it, man.
Well, I think they are acting. I don't know. I think we're moving closer and closer to avoiding a kind of like outbreak like that, or closer and closer to creating like just a worst outbreak like next year.
Right?
Because I mean,
There's
people used to not wash their hands. Like, what are we doing now that's like just killing people? I mean, besides like smoking and all this other stuff that people do still. But I mean, like what, you know what I mean? There could be something that we're all doing that in a few years we're like, oh, that's terrible.
it's I think I don't know. I feel like the fact that the coronavirus is spreading so fast, I feel like they're containing it well, like in China per se. But it's just like, at what point do people like stop saying that they like? What point do people get scared and when they ask you, "Oh, have you come in contact with someone?" Blah 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 blah, and they just start lying. Like, no, I'm trying to get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the cruise ship, there was 65 people who were diagnosed with respiratory infections. And then that number doubled today to 135 with the respiratory infection. This is in the cruise ship in Tokyo, Yokohama. Whew. It's just like what do you do? Like my family was planning on going on a cruise this summer. Like, you're not catching me on that cruise. Like, I don't fucking out, man. I don't know. You may have it for right now. I will admit, the numbers are crazy. 2 million people with the swine flu.
Well, that was after like 3 months. It was 2 million in the U.S. Yeah. I think there's also, I guess you could call it like a recency bias, like because it's happening right now, it seems like awful, and I mean it is awful, but as far as just numbers and the impact, I think there's no contest.
No contest.
But we will see.
Let's see what the listeners got to say. What do you think? Let's get it a little bit. Let's get it
leave
some
a
categories.
Yo, let us know if you have the coronavirus. Let us know where you're at, and we'll stay far away from you.
We'll send the CDC after you to help you out. We're not discriminating. If you got the coronavirus, we will help. From very far, but we will help. Now, I want to know what y'all think. What's more scarier, the swine flu or coronavirus? What do you think is going to impact society more, coronavirus, or what did when you speak of the swine flu? And what do you think is going to be remembered more, the swine flu or the coronavirus? I think coronavirus is way more scarier. The numbers, of course, the swine flu, they got it with the actual impact. And I think the coronavirus is going to be remembered more. That's my opinion.
I mean, as of now, I think the swine flu will be. But I mean, and maybe the coronavirus will be remembered more until the next coronavirus. You know, I think there's always going to be a next one. So
we shall see. Thank y'all for watching. Next video, y'all see what the next one's going to be on. But submit some suggestions. What y'all think we should talk about? We got like two more topics lined up. You know, we like to keep them in the bag, be ready. It's kind of have something to go for next time before you start this time. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep your mind going. All right, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. We on Spotify now, so do whatever you gotta do on Spotify.
Yep.
I'm not too familiar because
just look up Debate Locke Podcast. You'll find us there. We got our episodes.
Share it. It's easy to share now because it's on Spotify.
We're awaiting iTunes review. They're reviewing it. You know, Apple likes to take their time.
iTunes be on the way. I'm an iTunes head. Ryan is Spotify boy, so he's hyped off the Spotify. I'm hyped off the Spotify too, but when they get on iTunes, yeah, that's where we're gonna really be. We're gonna be jumping. But all right, catch y'all next time. We out of here.
Yep. Peace.